Today we're going to be doing a different sort of video. As you can tell from the title, we are going to be rating antagonists and protagonists in Star versus the Forces of Evil. Hello everyone, Ace the Cat here, and today I welcome you to another train wreck of a video. Now let's start with Ferguson. I don't hate Ferguson. He's just probably my least favorite. And it's not like how he looks, how he acts, or anything. He is a very funny character and such. But he's at the bottom because, look at all these other characters. The other characters in the show are much more interesting. And I don't mean that to be insulting in any way. So, I put Ferguson in the bottom, on the bottom. Now, Ferguson, he's very funny, he's an entertaining character. And some of these characters, I feel like they're needed for the plot to be entertaining. Other characters, I feel like, are needed for the actual plot. Like, the story could go without Ferguson. But really, do we want to see the story without Ferguson? I don't think so. The story would definitely not be the same without Ferguson. Now, that's a pretty general statement, considering that he plain disappears after either 1 or 2 seasons, I can't remember which, but you know, he just completely disappears along with Alfonso, but we'll get into that in a bit. That really isn't my point. So, there are a lot of characters that either appear a lot more often or appear again in flashbacks if they do ever stop appearing. And yes, I'm talking about Toffee. We'll get into that when I get to Toffee as well. So I just made a big mistake. Okay. I can't do this. Anyhow. I feel like it is required for me to mention the fact that Ferguson draws a face on his stomach and talks to people through the face on his stomach. A bit childish, but might we mention that the characters that go to the school are 14. So, of course they're going to be childish. It's kind of expected at this point. Kind of expected. Alright, and now I'll tell you some other things that happen while Ferguson is around. So, Star isn't there here for this. So Ferguson, Alfonso, and Marco are prank calling people in an episode on Star's mirror. And then, she runs out of service on the mirror. And they go to Pixtopia to pay for it. And they can't pay for it, so they get thrown into the shard mines to mine out their bill. Now, here's the thing about that. So they do go to the shard mines. I'm not lying about that. But then Ferguson tells the person at the Shard Mines that's running the place that he is a king. He calls himself King Ferdinand of Fergistan. And then the person in charge of the area says, yeah, and I am Queen Daisy of Daisyland. Just to mock him. And then he has other pixies take him to the queen. And the queen is like, look at this dude. He has a lot of flesh. I think he would make a tasty meal. And she replies to him saying that he's King Ferdinand of Fergistan by, you look delicious. Are you betrothed? And Ferguson, because he is, again, in middle school, he has no idea what betrothed is. So what does he say? He says yes. Then he says, what is betrothed? And then, Then, later, his friends get out of the mines, Marco, Star, and Alfonso, and right as soon as they get out, him and the Queen of Pixies are getting married. Getting married. It only stops when Marco replies, Ferguson, you're too young to get married. You still draw a face on your stomach and talk with it. And then that's when Ferguson realizes that he can't marry the Pixie Queen. But before they leave, he takes the model of the Pixie Queen off of the cake after flicking the model of him away. So that's a little bit of his character. I don't know, he doesn't really have much more of a character past that. Alright, so let's talk about Alfonso. Now, if you're wondering what on earth happened, why I'm in a different map right now, let me tell you, I lost that. And then I tried to do it again. I lost again. Still in the first stage. And that was a previous attempt on recording this one. So, I'm sorry. Our next character is going to be Alfonso. Now, Alfonso and Ferguson don't really have that much of a difference in character because they appear in every scene, and usually they make similar remarks, mostly. But the one difference, Ferguson doesn't draw a face on his stomach and talk to people through the face. So that's a plus. I don't hate Ferguson either, he is funny. There's not really much for me to say about Ferguson because, again, Ferguson and Alfonso. Oh god. Sorry, there's not much I could say about Alfonso, not Ferguson. I already talked about Ferguson. There's not much I could say about Alfonso or Ferguson, honestly, because they don't really have much of a role except for being, like, comedic. So they are both very funny. That's the thing. But also, they're not even around for most of the show. So there's not really much I can say. There's maybe only 4 characters that appear in every season. and are around for a long amount of time. One of those characters only shows up in seasons 3 and 4 in a flashback. So that is why I'm not going to count him. And yes, I'm talking about Toffee. But again, we'll talk about that later. I'm definitely talking about Toffee, if that's what I'm saying. Anyhow, I should definitely be working on this. Let me tell you. Ferguson, at the end... Hold on. So at the end of that episode, where Ferguson was getting married to the pixie lady, but then gets stopped by Marco because he's making a grave mistake and he's only 14 and he's too young to get married. So how that ends is Ferguson, Marco, and Star, they leave Pixtopia and they go back to their own home. They go back to Earth. I guess that's not Star's first home, but it definitely is a good home for Star because she's been there for a while now, and she can always just use her dimensional scissors to see her friends. You know, that's gonna be important in the show. That's gonna definitely be important in the episode where she breaks Ponyhead out of jail. Yes, princess school, but it is basically jail. So, I'm not wrong. Tell you that much. I'm not wrong. Is there a way I can move these? Okay. No, there isn't. So, but anyhow, talk about that later. So, they leave Alfonso behind, and then they're like, so it's so great that we finally got out of there. And then they're like, wait, where's Alfonso? And then it plays a clip where Alfonso is the one getting married, and the wedding just ended. So, story of a lifetime, kids. Don't get married to pixies. Okay, and when they actually arrive, Marco was like, I'm so upset that I am the reason that he doesn't get his true love. He actually says that. And then Star is just like, oh, it's fine. She didn't actually love him. She just wanted to eat him. And then I'm like, wait a second. That doesn't sound right. So she literally just wanted to eat him. And then they're like, so where is he? Where's Alfonso? And that's why it's so upsetting really. That like you think that he's gonna die? You think Alfonso's like dead because he just married her. But no. No, he doesn't die somehow. I honestly don't know how he doesn't die. He just kind of doesn't. So that's fun. Of course it is. But anyhow, it's not my point. Not my point at all. But yeah, so you think that he's going to die. He almost does die. Then, you know, he appears in the next episode. And it's like, So how does that happen? Can you please explain that to me? It would be of a great service if you could. And in all honesty, that's probably the main question I can take from the episode. So if this fairy lady was gonna eat Ferguson after marrying him, then wasn't she gonna eat Alfonso too? But then, how does Alfonso live? How did they get him out? And I guess that was just like ignored in the next episode, like people do in every cartoon. Like that's how it works in every kid's cartoon. But honestly, that's still something I'd like to question for the most part. Alright, so our next character is Romulus. Now, before anything, you're probably noticing the fact that I'm on stage 1 again. That's because it's been a day since I recorded the information about the last character. And that's just because I ran out of time yesterday. And that's not too bad of an issue. We are doing fine so far. Though I don't believe that this is going to be like a one-day project or something. It's probably going to be more like but that's okay. Anyhow, I probably should put that down. We're going to be talking about Romulus. So Romulus is the one that freezes people in ice crystals. He's also kind of dumb. Like, he fits a stereotype for, like, a football player in high school. Specifically a high school football player. Like, in movies and such. But still a stereotype that does exist. Or else, that's not how they would be stereotyped in movies. And of course, not everyone fits such a stereotype. Of course. But normally, the kind of stereotype is, big, likes to fight, is stupid. You know, that's not... He is kind of stupid. Not lying about that. He's definitely stupid. Definitely stupid. Anyhow, that is not my point. Not at all. So, yeah, he's very much a fighting character. And he very much does play a role of that personalized fight. There's a bus coming. Anyway, he's definitely a fighter. He's definitely stupid. He definitely thinks that he can win everything by fighting. Yes, his job in the Magic High Commission is to freeze dangerous people into crystals. I mean, pretty much. yes, his job is basically to freeze dangerous people in crystals. Basically, as he states, in the Battle of Protagonists, when Old Moon goes back to see Eclipsa, and Young Moon makes a contract with Eclipsa, but then he just kind of like, when they're done with their contract, he just freezes Eclipsa again. And he's just like, I'm sorry, Evil Queen, gotta freeze her, that's my job. So that's a little bit of information that makes it seem like, yeah, this is definitely the dude's job, to freeze people in crystals. Is that a great job? I don't think so. Do I feel bad? No, not really, considering his character. Is he a bad character? Not necessarily. It's just, there are a lot more characters here that are way cooler. And there are also having characters that can just quickly break through the ice that he makes, when it is literally stated that nothing can break through his ice, and he has to unfreeze the ice himself. In which case, that's kind of a lie. It's definitely a lie, actually. Ooh. So that's just some information. Also, he kind of worked with other members of the Magic High Commission to swap out Eclipsa's baby, whose dad is a monster, for a common folk who happens to be pie folk. And later in the story, it's mentioned that no one really trusts pie folk because they're always stealing things from travelers and each other. That's kind of their thing, though they also make all the pies. So it's like Star's looking for her mom. Oh wait, I should talk about this in another part. I guess I can talk about it now. So Star's looking for her mom in the town that the Pie Island, because the pies that they produce look like the pies that her mom makes. And she finds out that that's just how they always make pie on Pie Island. And then she finds out that her mom was there. So I don't know. That's a thing. Of course that's a thing. So, apparently, Star's entire lineage after Eclipsa, not actually royalty. Which means that Star isn't royalty. By blood, at least. Not really royalty at all, just people think she is because she swapped that with real royalties. But that is not the point. So, Romulus. Let me give you some examples of when people shatter the ice. So, this was actually just one time. He tried to freeze... What's his name? Sorry, that's a joke. So he tried to freeze Glossaric. He basically is part of and lives inside the Book of Spells. So he freezes Glossaric, while Star is... Okay, so let me just tell you how it goes. So the Magic High Commission summons Glossaric to them. Glossaric goes and leaves Star in the Earth Dimension, where she has access to Eclipse's chapter, which has been unlocked for her, which was not supposed to be unlocked, but was unlocked for her. Is that a good thing necessarily? No. It's not considered a good thing to them, and that's not even the point of it. So they summon him, and then Romulus just starts like going berserk. I mean berserk. So him and Glossaric get into a magical fist fight, basically. Glossaric freezes him. Hold on. Romulus freezes Glossaric. Then, in a matter of like 4 or 5 seconds, Glossaric breaks out of the crystal. Okay, technically it's not freezing, it's crystallizing, but it's the same difference. But Glossaric gets out. There's my point. And in the movie between seasons 2 and 3, Battle for Muni, it is mentioned that the people can only get out of Romulus's crystals by him uncrystallizing. So that's the thing. Anyhow, let's get on to the next character. Alrighty, we're gonna be talking about Moon now. Star's mother, Moon. The Queen of Muni, except not really the Queen, because she doesn't have royal blood. And in fact, no one in the Butterfly family past Eclipse has royal blood, because Meteor got kind of shipped off for being half monster. Which definitely shows that there are definitely some issues going on here. But anyhow, that's not my point. Moon is normally shown to everyone as that really awful and strict mother who just hates her daughter having any sort of fun, which is pretty true. Not my point. See, she's portrayed as this really strict mother that gets mad at everything Star does. And Star is always like, "Don't tell my mother," and stuff like that. "She'll kill me. Or worse, she'll make me come back to Muni. And I want to be with my best friend and my crush, Marco." That's actually a theme throughout the story, where Star is like, "I don't want to go home to Muni because I want to be with Marco. Because I've got a crush on Marco." That's pretty much a lot of the story in Battle for Muni. Like in Battle for Muni, her mom comes and is just like, "Star, we've got to go back to Muni. You have to leave Marco because Toffee's back." And then she's like, "What? Toffee's back? this is bad. Like, this is really bad. That's the plot of the story. I mean, basically. In Return of Me. And then Marco is, like, just crying, and his dad wants to call the Teen Sadness Hotline, which ends up being a thing throughout a lot of the story. In the first 2 seasons, at least. But anyhow, it's not my point. Not at all. Basically, Moon is just this really strict and overbearing mother. Or is she? So, if you're like me and you've watched the show, and you've watched specifically the movie between seasons 2 and 3, Return to Me, you know that her mom is like this because she's afraid of what will happen. And she doesn't like Star fighting monsters, but the first thing that her mom taught her is the whispering spell. And it's shown later that her mom learned the whispering spell from Eclipsa so that she could defeat Toffee, who ends up being a villain against Star. More on that later. Toffee is the villain. Moon defeats Toffee, and she used to be just like Star, but she's like really strict because Toffee, he's just awful. Toffee's just the worst, you know? I mean, I hate Toffee too, we all do. I think we can agree with that. I don't know. I guess we don't all hate Toffee, but like, I don't hate Toffee either. Toffee is actually a really good villain. It's not my point. So anyhow, Moon isn't like this to be like this awful person, this awful mother, which gives her some points, which is why she's higher in the list than some of the other characters. Because she's actually had a common enemy with Star when she was around the same age as Star. She had to fight the same enemy. Surprise, surprise, it's Toffee. So, Ludo isn't even like a main antagonist either. Ludo is just kind of like there, and at the beginning of the show, you kind of think that he's gonna be the main antagonist, but he's not, and he never will be. He doesn't even deserve it. Really doesn't. Anyway, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm going to get me some mana soon. I should continue talking. That just means that he is a great character. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. So our next character is Meteora, or in the first season, Miss Haynes. Specifically, when she was at St. Olga's School for Wayward Princesses, which in the first season has always been something that started here until later on in the season they pretty much broke in. Looks like I just completed this, folks. Are you proud of me? Okay, but anyhow, Meteora is Mrs. Heinous, yes. Mrs. Heinous is completely evil and tries to turn rowdy, rebellious princesses into robots, basically. Which I don't support. Not at all. Trying to change people just because they might not be princesses. They don't need to be princesses. They really don't. But I don't know. According to Mrs. Heinous, they did. But anyhow. Later on in the story, Mrs. Heinous comes back to being Meteora, Eclipse's daughter. Meteora, might I mention, is part monster. So, people don't like Meteora that much. And, in fact, Meteora is like a side antagonist for some of it. And then, Meteora gets turned into a baby and becomes everyone's friend again. But, you know, there is a specific episode where baby Meteora and Marco's baby sister go out and they go through another portal because Star and Marco forgot to open to close it. So when they go into the portal to go get them, they are already not babies anymore. They're like 16. Shocker. And they're like besties. And, you know, Marco's little sister tries to sacrifice Star so that she can have magic abilities like Meteora. 'Cause that's a thing. It's not even all of it. Meteora has shown to still remember, like, Marco being one of her enemies because she's shown, like, as a baby, giving, like, glares. Like, just glaring at Marco all the time. And that's fun. That's not my point. It's never my point. What am I talking about? Anyhow, Meteora is a good character. 10 out of 10 would recommend. That's a joke. Let's get on to the next character. Mina. Mina is a character that does appear in Season 1. Only appears once, does not appear in Season 2, then is the main antagonist for Seasons 3 and 4. Shocker. Not too much of a shocker, but still, you understand, don't you? Oh my word. Basically, Mina is evil. It's obvious. What? Where I was going. I just realized I have to go on multiple sides. Okay. I'm just trying to think about how I'm going to do this. That one. I mean, it definitely does. So anyhow, Mina appears in season 1. Let me tell you how she appears. So basically, Marco and Star are behind a donut shop trying to get some free donuts that were discarded by the people working there and people getting donuts. And then they find Mina in the dumpster also doing that. And Star is like, oh my gosh, it's my idol, Mina. And pretty much starts following Mina around all day. It's not where it ends either. She's like, Mina, can you please teach me how to be a warrior? And, so Mina's doing that. Then, Mina tries to get Star to, take over the world with her. Kill everyone. And that's not what we want. Though, I don't know if you guessed that. You definitely don't want that. I don't know if this format will work in every level, but it's worth a try. We'll only give this a try. Oh no. Oh no. I have business to attend to, I suppose. I am so glad this isn't being timed right now because I can't take that. Basically, what I'm gonna do is, I have to block some things first. So, Mina and Star. If Star had said yes, well, the world would have already been upon us. But she didn't. That's the miracle of it all. Star is an absolute nightmare. 10 out of 10 again. Lol. Am I funny? Because I don't think I am. Well, honestly, I wish I was. But anyway. Star is like, yeah, I don't think taking over the entire Earth is a good idea. And besides, I love Earth. Which is not something most people say. Ever. But hey, who am I to judge? The world is a bad place. If you know what I mean. There's a lot of things in the world right now that aren't good. That's for certain. Ooh, yes. Uh-oh. Wait, we're gonna have a boss in. Ooh, yes. First boss. That's how you know this is legit. But anyhow, I know I'm getting a box, but like... Okay, so Mina. Mina, that's pretty much all that happens with Mina. Season 1. Not very interesting. There's other things that could be happening. Just don't happen. Like, have you ever wondered? I mean, okay, I don't know. But like, wonder, what would happen if Star had agreed to take over the Earth? What would it be like? How would they rule? These are questions of God. Ooh. Actually, surprisingly neat. So anyway, Mina in season 3 and 4. Probably wondering how she became the antagonist. Well, let me tell you, monsters and humans are finally starting to become allies, friends, even. It all changes because Mina is a Solarian warrior. And it turns out Solarian warriors are very OP. Like, very OP. I mean, who would have thought? Am I right? Who would have thought? And they have these, like, giant suits of armor that make them look so much larger than they actually are, even in their Solarian soldier forms that are, you know, buff. And yeah, they have like soulless eyes in that form. Fun. Anyhow, Mina, she's a Solarian warrior. The Solarian warriors were created by Queen Solaria because she wants to destroy monsters. And so Mina thinks that Queen Solaria is still right. Queen Solaria is Eclipse's mother, and Eclipse is an adult. She was an adult 300 years ago when she was crystallized by Romulus. So this is kind of confusing for me. Anyway, continue living on our normal lives. Honestly, I don't really think it matters. But anyway, be down in a bit. Tell you a little bit more about me. They have to destroy the magic to stop Mina. And even when they destroy the magic, Mina thinks that she still has the upper hand. She's like, you haven't won this just yet. When they have indeed won already. So, fun. Which just shows that Mina is also really intelligent. She's not better than Taku. Bobby's definitely the best antagonist. Yeah, I'll be there. I have to finish recording my normal. Because, especially with the theory that Toffee is not evil. Completely. I talked about that when I talked about Toffee. Toffee's actually a great character. And I'm not gonna spoil where he is. You know, he's higher than Mina, and I said that Mina's a good antagonist. Mina's still number 14. But still, that's not the point. So, I better hope specifically that the characters above Mina are so much better to deserve to be there. And of course, some of the main protagonists are up there. There's not really any real antagonists up there anymore. Except, of course, Toffee. So, anyhow, I should probably get to the next character now. Alrighty, so yeah, this is another day. Again. So I'm probably going to take multiple days on making this. Multiple more days, I mean. So the first day I did 2 characters. The second day I did 3. That's how it ended up, right? Hold on. No. First day, I did 2 characters, and the second day I did 4. Alright. So today I'm only going to be doing 1. Tomorrow, I might get maybe half of them. Okay, so we're on number 13 of 19 right now. And I still am gonna have 12 more to do. This is probably gonna be the last character for this specific video. And I'll make a second part. Anyhow, Ludo, you probably, when you start watching the show, you're probably thinking, yeah, this guy's the main antagonist. This guy's definitely the main antagonist. Though I mean, that's not a bad thing to believe. That belief makes sense, because the real main antagonist for like half of the series doesn't show up till like till like half of season 1 has already gone by. So that's nice. It's always how it ends up, eh? Always. Got a bamboo stick. Ah. That's not better at all. Ooh. Well. Hey. I can't believe this. Anywho. What does he have to say? Sir? Nothing. Okay. So Ludo is the character that tries to steal Star's wand all the time. He's looking for power, yeah. Yeah. He's also a bird. I know, funny, haha. But that is not my point. Once again, I say that a lot, I know. Seaworthy weapons. Protein weapons. Wait a minute. Protein weapons. Where was that? Where was seaworthy and protein weapons? Huh. My. I don't have any diamonds. Those are really impossible to get. Well, anyhow. Wait. Alright. So back to Ludo. Ludo, yeah, he is kind of greedy. He just wants some power. And he wants to do magic. He wants to be liked, and he wants to do good. No, not really. Like, for him, do good for him. He probably would want to get back acceptance from his family. That would make complete sense. Though that doesn't sound like him. Honestly, I get it. I totally get it. Again, that is not my point. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much just what Ludo is like. Ludo is willing to do pretty much anything to get the power. Is that a good thing? No, that's really bad. Because what happens if he gets that power? What really happens? I don't know. Honest, I don't. Nothing good though. Nothing good. What a sigh. I have things I can sell. Yeah, it's interesting. I want to keep my bamboo stick. Okay, so... Huh. I have money, I just don't have enough vials of fright. Okay, so anyhow, I should probably continue before I run out of time, you know? Ludo. Ludo is very naive. I don't know if that's the right word. I really don't know. Might be the right word. So, basically, he finally gets a piece of Star's wand, at least. He's been trying to get Star's wand the entire series. I need to start talking. I don't talk enough when I'm playing games. I just realized that. No wonder this video would end up being an hour long again. Huh. That's funny. This might end up being like 3 parts. That's fun. Alright. So basically, Ludo finally gets the wand. The wand is corrupted by Toffee. And Ludo thinks Toffee is dead. Toffee starts talking to Ludo through the wand. Ludo sees nothing wrong with that and thinks it's just normal, right? So basically, what's happening is, well, Ludo is just falling for it. Easy as that. Ludo has definitely fallen for it. Is that a good thing? No, it's not a good thing. So Ludo's just blindly doing whatever he's told to do by Toffee, not knowing it's Toffee. I don't know if that's naive. I don't think it's naive, I guess. So that isn't the right word. But anyhow, Ludo is greedy. He doesn't really think much about things. And there are, okay. So I should add another thing. So back when Ludo has a big group full of monsters, Ludo like abuses them pretty much. So he doesn't treat them well. That's my point. Basically, they keep getting defeated by Star, and it's mostly his fault. He doesn't even contribute to the fight whatsoever, besides telling the monsters at the beginning of the fight, "Get them!" You know, like ordering the monsters to go and attack, which that's not really that great. So, you know. And they all get beat up, and he's like, "This is all your fault." And then, this is how Toffee takes over. Basically, they go through hair. And then Ludo just is about to get the wand. And he gets tickled by the hair and falls to the ground giggling. Then they give up after Star gets the wand before them, and, you know, just goes to town on them. Yeah, I've wanted to say that for a while now. So yeah, Star just straight goes to town on these monsters that were going through her friend's hair to get her wand, while she was having trouble getting it. So yeah, she just went to town on them. Anyhow, that happened, and Ludo is like, "Go in your rooms and think about what you've done." And then Toffee's like, "Maybe they should think about what you've done." And then he points it out, because, like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't their fault. Literally, Ludo is getting mad at them for them who are actually fighting when he tells them to fight. He doesn't fight, he just tells them to fight, and then he gets mad at them for not fighting well. So, but a good reason why he is so low, so much lower on the list than some of the other characters, So, he only learns one spell. That's after he steals the magic book of spells. He learns Levitato, which is used to levitate objects. And he just, like, uses it to, like, send things up into the air and take over Muni Castle. Basically, he weaponizes it. It's not the point of it. So, you know, it's a tool spell, and he uses it to take over an entire kingdom. And send people into the air if they do not accept his rule. You know, that kind of thing. Or there's this one scene where he forces this group of kids in a choir to perform a song about him. And he's like, oh, they were a tad off key. Levitato. He just sends them up in the air too. So he's not. He shouldn't have the place he got by using a tool spell as an attack spell, combat spell. That was rough, honestly. So, but that was during the battle for Mini, mostly. Wait, no. Around, like, the last group of episodes of Season 2 and the battle for Mini. He gets the Book of Spells during the last few seasons and starts talking to Toffee through the wand and such. That happens around the end of Season 2. But then he completely takes over the kingdom in Battle for Mimi. The movie between Seasons 2 and 3. That is not my point still. Still. Anyway, Ludo, I guess he's a great character. He's number 13. Not bad, but not good. We still got 12 more. And since I already decided he will be the last character, I am going to thank you guys all for watching, and, you know, see you in the next part. Bye, guys.